To work. Sultan needs something big, he needs knockdowns. And he's allowing Paul Butler.
Just good left hand from Paul Butler as the exchange on the inside, right in the centre of the ring. But you're right in what you're saying, gents. Paul's just taken his foot maybe from fourth gear into third gear, and Sultan's allowed him to do it. That was a perfect opportunity for Jonas Sultan to really put his foot down and make Paul work if he doesn't want to work.
You can coast through round 10, save a little bit for the championship rounds, 11-12, big round, big finish to the fight. But Sultan's allowing Paul Butler to do that at the moment, and he shouldn't be.
No, he's coasting through it, Butler, but he's actually winning the round as well.
Yeah.
The half dozen exchanges that they have had have been instigated by Butler, and he's landed the clean shots.
And he's finishing those exchanges as well, really well indeed. 40-odd seconds remaining of this round. Sultan, is he getting frustrated again? He needs something. He needs a shot to change the momentum of the fight. We know he's got the power. We know that if he lands it, it will change the momentum of the fight. But Paul Butler just proving to be just too elusive at this moment.
This is a disastrous round.
He's let him have it.
Jonas Sultan, absolute disaster. He's let Paul Butler run away and pick his way to another round on his ledger.
Butler will be delighted with that. You've just saved a round there, you've just took a little bit of a round off, still won it, still boxed, still kept your confidence, and he couldn't really land on you. And that will boost him massively for these last two rounds now in the championship rounds.
There's absolutely no need for Paul Butler, with 6 minutes of this fight remaining, to put himself at any unnecessary risk. He could just literally do exactly what he's just done in that final round. And if he does, he'll be the interim WBO champion.
Correct. Do you think he'll do it, or do you think he'll stand and have a go? I think you know Paul too much, but he'll want to engage a little bit more than that. As Paul said, I think that felt like a bit of a round off, but he's won that round. It's on Sultan now. Sultan's got to roll the dice. Sultan's got to pull forward and just throw punches.
If he tries to stand and trade, there's a chance I might shelter him.
Here we go into the 11th round. Paul Butler's been absolutely fantastic so far. Sultan's had success. He has clipped him a couple of times. Not enough to be winning this fight on the judges' scorecard. He needs something big, does Jonas Sultan, the man from the Philippines, who's taken this fight on officially 4 days' notice. He's had a full camp, he trained for it. He knew that if he was going to get this opportunity, it would be against Paul Butler. And he's now sprinting round the ring in order to try and get his hands on the baby-faced assassin. Can he do it? His corner screaming at him, same thing, same thing. Well, the same thing's not been working for the majority of the fight, lads. He needs to change it up a little bit. He needs to be a little bit more cuter with his footwork, because Paul Butler is reading him like a book. Winger right hand when he moves that way. There you go. Nice left hand on the inside.
Nice left hook from Butler. That's where this is where Sultan needs to now obviously let go. When Butler chooses to stand, he has to empty the tank. He has to throw the kitchen sink at him. Sultan. See the concentration just etched on Butler's face still.
Honestly, Paul, I've not seen him
round 11 and he's just so focused.
Incredible. He knows what's at stake. At this stage of his career, he can't afford to lose tonight, and I tell you what, he's been almost punch perfect tonight.
Jonas Sultan looking to exchange in the centre of the ring.
Engage, Paul, you don't need to do it.
Both men looking to macho it out in the centre of the ring.
Doesn't need to be there, Paul Butler. Good shot, good left hook.
He nods in approval. He wants it. I think you were right, Nick. You said that he'd be a lunatic. There was no need to do it. But he's machoing it out. He's giving the fans what they came here to see. As Paul Butler has the exchanges.
Excellent stuff. Excellent. This is breaking Jonas Sultan's heart, this.
to land that big uppercut. Jonas Sultan falling short on a couple of occasions.
More swelling and red on the right hand.
Fantastic. Little step back and counter left.
Excellent.
Fantastic work from Paul Butler.
It's been a masterclass. It truly has. It's been a masterclass performance from Paul Butler. He'll be very proud of his work tonight. Just to finish it there, just the left hand on the back foot. Wonderful stuff. The replay here, look, Sultan loading up. He's got to try and get his way back into this fight, but he just got punished throughout that penultimate 11th round. Paul Butler, 3 and 4 punch combinations in the centre of the ring, even though he's miles ahead on the cards. Fantastic stuff, Paul.
Boxing really, really well. You could see what it meant to him then at the end of that round there. He cheered as if he just won the fight at the end of that round, going back into this last round, because he knows the tricky last couple of rounds, championship rounds. He's just got to stay tight now. And for me, for you, for most people probably in this arena that are watching, he has won this fight if he can survive this last round now.
That's right. Here we go. Final round, number 12.
Good job from Butler.
Last round here for Paul Butler, who is surely 2 minutes 30 seconds away from being crowned the interim WBO bantamweight champion. He's put on an absolute fantastic performance so far as Jonas Sultan just falls in looking to land that big right hand.
Nothing silly now. You've done all that hard work. You've bossed this fight, Paul Butler. It's been a bit of a masterclass.
Looking to bull rush him a little bit there, Jonas Sultan.
Also to the fitness, Adam, of Paul Butler.
Incredible.
The work with Joe Gallagher, Peter Mack, Johnny Velocity up there in Bolton. Fit as a fiddle.
He's done some serious miles this evening. And if he stays on his feet through the next 1 minute 40 odd seconds, he's most surely going to get his hand raised.
Excellent.
Lateral movement still on point, even though we are deep now into the final round. How's he going to play this out? He's been punch perfect so far. There's no need to put himself at any unnecessary risk. Jonas Sultan needs a one-hitter quitter. He needs to put Paul Butler out.
It's been when he's been moving backwards all night.
He is now.
Excellent stuff.
Double left hand from Paul Butler on the back foot, back up against the ropes. He has been punch perfect as Sultan looks to get something special off in the final moments of the round as they exchange right hands. Butler lands. Both men landing left hands.
Last 30 seconds, Butler's going nowhere.
Butler going for the body.
He's going to stand and trade now.
Absolutely no need to do it, but you know what he's like. He is going to want to have the final say, and he lands a beautiful left hand on the inside. Paul Butler. Surely the judges have seen the same fight that we've seen as Jonas Sultan gives it one last throw of the dice. The alley shuffle from Paul Butler. Surely that is him crowned the interim WBO bantamweight. Champion, an absolute masterclass. Wow, at certain points of that fight.
Sultan's been there. Sultan's been there before, wore the t-shirt, very accomplished fighter, and he was embarrassed here tonight. Paul Butler was absolutely remarkable. Footwork unreal, hand speed incredible, shot selection on point, but it was the focus, Adam. It was the eyes wide, he never blinked once, he didn't detract from the game plan once. He earned every single second of this victory tonight, and I tell you what, he looked absolutely phenomenal as well.
Done it the hard way too. Obviously, we talked about his journey, we talked about the journey to this particular fight, but when he was defeated against Manny Rodriguez in such devastating fashion at it was either one of the stadium fights, Wembley or Cardiff, can't remember which one it exactly was, but when he was defeated that night, a lot of people wrote him off.
Correct.
They said, that's it, he's never going to compete at world level again. And he had to dust himself off, he had to go back to the small halls, he had to go back and fight in front of 100 people. And he's worked his way back to this moment. He's worked his way back to be the mandatory challenger, and he's surely about to be crowned the interim world title holder.
Yeah, and let's hope in the next couple of days the WBO do the right thing and upgrade it to full world champion status, because, again, that was a world champion performance. I know Casemiro never made it into the ring tonight, but Sultan's got a win over Casemiro, very similar style. I'll tell you what, Paul Butler on the form he was in tonight, he'd have done that to Casemiro tonight.
And I'll tell you what, doesn't look out of breath for that. I reckon he might go for a game of footy tomorrow, you know. I reckon he's got it in him. There's definitely a game of snooker on the cards tonight at some point, isn't there, mate? Brilliant performance as he's just addressing a couple of his fans, Paul Butler. We're just waiting for the official scorecards to come in, and then we can make this absolutely 100% cemented. But the expectation from ringside, and I'm sure the expectation from yourself sat at home watching this, wherever you are watching this,
Didn't detract from the game plan once. He earned every single second of this victory tonight, and I tell you what, he looked absolutely phenomenal as well.
Done it the hard way too. Obviously, we talked about his journey, we talked about the journey to this particular fight, but when he was defeated against Manny Rodriguez in such devastating fashion at it was either one of the stadium fights, Wembley or Cardiff, can't remember which one it exactly was, but when he was defeated that night, a lot of people wrote him off.
Correct.
They said, that's it, he's never going to compete at world again. And he had to dust himself off, he had to go back to the small halls, he had to go back and fight in front of 100 people. And he's worked his way back to this moment. He's worked his way back to be the mandatory challenger, and he's surely about to be crowned the interim.
I tell you what, he looked absolutely phenomenal as well.
Done it the hard way too. Obviously,